So today we will be doing with the constitutional and statutory bodies. अब इसमें देखोगे तो in this particular chapter जो कि बाकी के chapters थे where they had the diversity with respect to the topics. In this particular theme, there is no diversity. The questions that they ask are in terms of the nature of the questions is similar. ठीक है, बेसिकली आपको बस क्या क्या याद रखना है. वन, the origin of it. If it is established by any law, then act या फिर article, and उसके powers and functions. And third, just few case studies. ठीक है, या examples. That's it. ठीक है, so when you will be doing the bodies, जो अब लक्ष्मीकांत में भी आप पढ़ोगे, you will also read it for prelims also. All you have to do is this much. बाकी इसके जो limitations है and जो way forward है, ठीक है, those are going to be common. So I will give you a framework जिसके अंडर I will give you 9 points. So उन्हीं 9 में से 4 या 5 आपके वो issues common आ जाएंगे. ठीक है, yes. So अगर आप देखोगे तो if you go through all of the questions, the nature of the question is similar. I won't be discussing or highlighting the questions. ठीक है, अब इन्होंने पूछा किस किस पे है. They have already asked with respect to the in 25 National Commission for Children. Then they have asked on Competition Commission. Then on the backward class NCBC. Then NHRC. ठीक है, then CIC, that is Information Commission. Then Finance Commission. CAC पे उन्होंने 2 बार पूछा है. Then NCSC again. Then National Commission for Women, NCW, and this is on overall commissions. So is apart from this, जो themes आपके remaining है on which they still haven't asked questions are, one is with respect to the Niti Aayog. ठीक है, I was expecting a question on Niti Aayog this year because Niti Aayog completed 10 years, but next year आ सकता है. Second, you can have the again repeat question on the CIC, that is Chief Information or Information Commission, because 2025 it finished or RTA Act completed 20 years. Okay. Third, with respect to minorities, so National Commission on Minorities. Fourth, National Commission on Linguistic Minorities. ठीक है, in context of the recent news. ठीक है, तो एक तो 3 language formula हो गया, and second with respect to the minority educational institutions वाला हो गया. तो in that context, apart from that, one more body which was consistently in news was SEBI. ठीक है, SEBI पे you can get a question in GS3 also and in GS2 also. अब इन्होंने कंपटीशन कमीशन पे पूछा है. कंपटीशन कमीशन इज मेजरली रिलेटेड टू द इकोनॉमिक्स. So as they have already asked on competition commission, they can also ask on the SEBI in GS2. ठीक है, so these are the bodies on which they can ask the question. Coming to the answer writing framework. Answer writing framework is going to be very simple. Again, if the question is on any of the statutory or constitutional body, in introduction it will be origin established, plus if it is a statutory body, act by which it has been established, or if it is a statutory, then under what article it has been established. ठीक है, and then plus the objective for which it has been established. Okay. So this is going to be your simple introduction. अगर आपको दूसरा कुछ introduction देना है, which if the question is like this 2018 कि on overall bodies if they ask. In that case, you can use this quote. A functioning democracy depends upon rule of law and independence of its institutions. ठीक है? Or they act as the bulwark of democracy. ठीक है? In this way also you can use a quote or this. Yes, you can also get a question on UPSC as well. यूपीएससी पे भी अभी तक इन्होंने पूछा नहीं है, तो यू कैन गेट अ क्वेश्चन ऑन यूपीएससी. फाइनेंस कमीशन पे इन्होंने पूछा है ऑलरेडी, एंड अगेन आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग अ क्वेश्चन ऑन फाइनेंस कमीशन. आ भी सकता है, बट फाइनेंस कमीशन एनीवे इन्होंने पूछा है क्वेश्चन, एंड वी विल बी डूइंग इट. दिस फाइनेंस कमीशन ऑलरेडी पूछा है, तो ये तो हम करके रखेंगे ही, तो इस पे आया तो भी कोई पॉइंट प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट दीज आर द न्यू थीम्स ऑन विच दे कैन आस्क द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है? सो दिस इज योर इंट्रोडक्शन. After the introduction, all you need to remember is the powers and functions. ठीक है? सेकंड, कि जैसे powers and functions हमारे हैं, तो that you have to classify. ठीक है? इनके मेजर powers and functions बॉडीज के कौन से होते हैं? वन, रेगुलेटरी फंक्शन. सेकंड, एडवाइजरी फंक्शन. ठीक है? थर्ड, इन्वेस्टिगेटिव फंक्शंस. फोर्थ, क्वासी जुडिशियल फंक्शंस. ठीक है? एंड फिफ्थ, with respect to research and awareness functions. ठीक है? इन्हीं में से whenever you will be reading the body, based upon these you can classify the points. ठीक है? वो हर बॉडी का डिपेंड होगा, हर बॉडी में सारे के सारे नहीं होंगे. ठीक है? बट दिस इज द ब्रॉड फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ द क्लासिफिकेशन which you need to remember, or when you will be reading these constitutional bodies from Lakshmikant, so just remember this classification. ठीक है? Yes, so this is the broad overview कि जैसे executive powers, implementation of laws, judicial, quasi-judicial powers, regulatory powers, financial powers, advisory powers, quasi-legislative, that is issuing regulations, and protective functions. ठीक है? So broad classification is this. So while reading that particular topic, you just classify it. Then for issues, again you are going to use the pies approach, but इसमें just remember these are the 9 points or the 9 issues which are most common across the bodies. One, from political perspective you can say, but it is related to the mandate, or ठीक है, mandate. Competition Commission of India, all of them have the limited mandate. That is, their recommendations are mostly, or their reports are mostly recommendatory only. Recommendation non-binding. ठीक है? Second is with respect to their reports are not tabled in parliament. ठीक है? जो आपकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडीज की होती है. देन थर्ड, कि दे डोंट हैव, जैसे अगर वो बॉडीज राइट्स या फिर किसी सेक्शन स्पेसिफिक होंगी, जैसे एनएचआरसी हो या आपके नेशनल कमीशन फॉर वुमेन हो, एनसीएससी हो वगैरह हो, दे डोंट हैव प्रोसिक्यूशन पावर. ठीक है? और कांट इम्पोज पेनल्टी. सो बेसिकली this is they have the limited mandate. Second is with respect to their appointments or the composition, you can say, that is institutional issues. ठीक है? Composition as in with respect to the first of our appointment, कि appointments are politicized, or it is a post retirement hub for judges. ठीक है। सेकंड, कि देयर इज डिले एंड लॉट ऑफ वैकेंसीज। ठीक है। थर्ड, apart from the delays and vacancies within the composition, they don't have the administrative autonomy, or they have the limited staff. ठीक है। थर्ड इज इकोनॉमिक और फाइनेंशियल। ठीक है। इकोनॉमिक और फाइनेंशियल में फर्स्ट कि लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस और लिमिटेड बजट। सेकंड, बजट इज नॉट चार्ज्ड अपॉन कंसोलिडेटेड फंड। ठीक है। एंड फोर्थ इज योर सोशल वन, lack of civil society representation, right? Rather than civil society members, it is occupied by the bureaucrats and judges. ठीक है। सेकंड, lack of specialization, एंड जो सिटीजन्स के पर्सपेक्टिव से होता है, lack of awareness. And among all, one more, the core aspect और the core issue related to that body, जो हर किसी के, हर कोई बॉडी में होता है, that is with respect to the overlapping of or overlapping jurisdictions. ठीक है। आप कोई भी बॉडी ले लो, इट विल हैव द ओवरलैपिंग jurisdiction विद सम अदर बॉडी। जैसे कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया भी ले लिया, इट हैज द ओवरलैपिंग jurisdiction विद ट्राई। ठीक है। एनएचआरसी है jurisdiction कॉन्फ्लिक्ट विद द एनसीडब्ल्यू एनसीएससी वगैरह। ठीक है। तो हर किसी का ओवरलैपिंग jurisdiction होता ही है विच क्रिएट्स द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट। सो दिस इज द मेजर, दीज आर द मेजर इश्यूज। इसलिए मैंने कहा कि इश्यूज आपको सेपरेटली करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, इसी में से आपके कोई ना कोई होंगे। ठीक है। इफ यू वांट टू ऐड मोर, देन इसी में आपका एक आएगा और पेंडेंसी। ठीक है। एनसीएससी हो या एनसीडब्ल्यू हो, यहाँ पे यू हैव दी पावर ऑफ कि वहां पे ह्यूज पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस। ठीक है। कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया हो या फिर इंफॉर्मेशन कमीशन हो, तो देयर यू हैव दी पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस। ठीक है। एंड फ्रॉम दिस पर्सपेक्टिव ओनली, यही से आपको वे फॉरवर्ड जनरेट करना है। तो वे फॉरवर्ड में आपका क्या फ्रेमवर्क होगा? इफ इट इज अ स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी, देन फॉर दैट स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी यू गिव द वे फॉरवर्ड एज गिविंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्टेटस। ठीक है। सेकंड, फाइनेंशियल एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एटोनॉमी। ठीक है। एग्जाम्पल, चार्जिंग एक्सपेंडिचर ऑन कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया। ठीक है। थर्ड, रिप्रेजेंटेशन। टू, डोमेन एक्सपर्ट्स एंड सिविल सोसाइटी। ठीक है। फोर्थ, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दीज बॉडीज की जो ये होता है कि रिकमेंडेशंस, मेकिंग रिकमेंडेशंस बाइंडिंग एंड मैंडेटरी टेबलिंग रिपोर्ट्स इन पार्लियामेंट। ठीक है। फिफ्थ, जो ओवरलैपिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन है, उसके लिए ग्रेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन विथ सिस्टर कमीशंस। इट इज जस्ट अ कीवर्ड, इसको कोलन में ऐड करो। ठीक है। एंड इफ यू वांट यू कैन ऐड अ ग्लोबल बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस। जैसे आपका कैक को यू कैन ऐड द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस ऑफ यूके। ठीक है, आपके लक्ष्मीकांत में भी दे हैव प्रोवाइडेड द कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस ऑफ कैग ऑफ इंडिया एंड यूके. Similarly, NHRC को you can give the example of again of US. ठीक है, so हर एक बॉडी का there will be some global best practice which you can add. ठीक है, and for conclusion again you can use this quote कि institutions are the pillars upon which our democracy stands, and you can link it with the 3R. ठीक है, what are 3Rs? Reorientation, reform, and restructure. Yeah. This I have taken from the answer of Ishita Kishore. इसे अगर आप देखोगे, this was our answer. Reform, reorient, restructure. This. Okay. We'll be using similar in our answers. One is that, और आपके पास अगर कोई separate है for that particular body, you can use that also. Okay. Is this clear? The answer writing framework? ये सबको clear है? Any doubts in this? You just remember this. इसमें आपको issues way forward में कोई issue नहीं आएगा. ठीक है? That. Now just remember these issues properly, because the first question you have to do on yourself. These are the expected. Now coming to the, अब यहाँ पे bodies, almost all the bodies I have covered. जैसे मैंने कहा था, हाँ, इलेक्शन कमीशन भी हमारा important है, so election commission also they can ask. So almost all the bodies I have covered, जो भी उससे आ सकता है. ठीक है. Just you can go through the questions also, you will find the similar points. ठीक है. और before, वैसे तो मैंने case studies I have added into the X factor, but in the toppers answers also you can find those case studies. चलो, the first question, multiplicity of various commissions for vulnerable sections leads to problems of overlapping jurisdiction and duplication. Is it better to merge all commissions into umbrella human rights commission? Argue your case. Okay, who wants to give me the structure of this? Again, I don't want the points. All I want is what is going to be your introduction. In main body, what are going to be headings? Heading 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then what is going to be your conclusion? I want only that. Okay, yes, Uday.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes.
So I will generally write there are like various bodies. I'll write the articles and
तो
laws,
फिर आपके
and then
3
because this
पेजेस
is
उसी में खत्म हो जाएंगे.
I'll
Introduction.
I'll just mention the word, not the complete, not the full form, just the abbreviation. And because it's written, is it better? But we need to ask for the comment. So I'll write benefits of the merging and benefits of separation.
ठीक
There
है.
over there.
Okay.
I'll write the points over there, and then I'll conclude.
Okay. Okay. Swarali, first turn on the camera, guys. Yes.
Sir, I'll start with intro.
Mhm.
Then
What
in the main
what will
body,
be the intro?
problems
You have to start with intro that everyone knows. But what will you write in intro?
were the overall conceptual
Yes.
based on the question.
ठीक है.
Sir, in main body, first is problems due to multiplicity.
Yes.
Then second would be arguments in the favor of merging the
Mm-hmm.
commissions and arguments against merging of commissions.
Mm.
Then
It will be the conclusion.
So conclusion. So I'm not able to think conclusion,
अभी
right?
तो बताया मैंने 3
So
hour.
3 are okay.
ठीक है, सेम. नाउ ठीक है, प्रॉब्लम्स ड्यू टू मल्टीप्लिसिटी, व्हाट विल बी द पॉइंट्स. ठीक है, ये तो ऑलरेडी उन्होंने दिया है, ओवरलैपिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन एंड डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ फंक्शंस. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली इफ दे हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन द डायमेंशंस, तो उसी को आपको बस रिस्ट्रक्चर करना है. रिस्ट्रक्चर एज इन यू जस्ट हैव टू उनके सिनोनिम ढूंढ के यू जस्ट हैव टू प्रिपेयर 3 to 4 पॉइंट्स, दैट्स इट. ठीक है, सो हु वांट्स टू गिव मी द पॉइंट्स विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस, या फिर ये ठीक है, आई विल जनरेट. बट आर्ग्यूमेंट्स इन फेवर ऑफ मर्जिंग, we have already done one question related to the merging. What was that question? कौन से चैप्टर में किया था हमने? Yes, pros and cons of merging urban local bodies and the rural local bodies. So pros में हमारे जो dimensions थे, it will be the same dimensions here also. ठीक है, so what will be the points under this in favor? Yes, Tavishi.
So just one thing I wanted to add. So after intro, can we draw a small flowchart showing like what are the like various commissions available today for the vulnerable sections of
Yes,
society?
you can add. Hmm.
Yeah, so this one I wanted to add.
So in favor of merging, what will be the points? हमने already किया है एक question. I want same points.
So should we go about like functions? I mean, what are the like functions of the institutions, and then obviously like prepare a point.
फंक्शंस वगैरह भूल जाओ, वो आएगा ही नहीं. मर्जिंग के पॉइंट्स चाहिए मुझे. मर्ज होने के बाद क्या होता है? यस सना.
Policy integration, economic
Yes,
efficiency,
basically it will be from policy
effective service
perspective, it will be integrated policy making, it will ensure uniformity.
yes.
ठीक है, it will ensure better standardization, right? Then yes, what else?
Efficiency,
Yes, so from economic perspective, efficient utilization of resource.
effective service.
What else?
नहीं.
Which issue will it solve? यस, कोऑर्डिनेशन का सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता. आपकी एक ही बॉडी है, तो एक बॉडी किसके साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करेगी? यस, इट विल सॉल्व द ओवरलैपिंग जुरिस्डिक्शन का इशू. दैट मींस ठीक है,
Clearly demarcate the
क्लियरिटी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू रोल.
clarity over role.
इट
Yes.
विल प्रिवेंट द जुरिस्डिक्शनल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स.
Duplication of efforts,
हाँ, वो भी राइट,
streamline the process.
वो स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन में आ गया. एट द एंड एक दो पॉइंट्स उनके फंक्शन से जनरेट करो. सो greater accountability of government, and from citizen perspective say enhancing public trust. Right, yay. And then what will be the argument against?
One size fit approach can
Yes,
undermine the others different issues.
one size approach. Second,
Different issues of different vulnerable section.
ठीक है. What else? Again think. So all the NCSC, now National Commission for Backward Class, these are the, or the NCST, these are the constitutional bodies, right? So if constitution itself has given them the separate status. So if you merge all of them, that will go against
Kill the intention of the constitution.
constitutional
Intention.
provisions. What else? Common sense point से बताओ मुझे. Yes. Already आपका इतने cases pending है, pendency of the cases is there. So if you have this single body, so it will lead to the overload. Right. Already you have the huge pendency of cases across the commissions. Right. If you create a one single body, then it will have the overload. Second, or
Lack
the
of
next thing,
capacity building.
sorry,
Lack of capacity building or
capacity building से better आप लिखोगे कि there
power.
will be lack of representation. Specialized bodies ensure the representation of that particular vulnerable group. Right. But यहाँ पे it will lead to lack of representation. Yes, overburdening मतलब overload. ठीक है. Then
Budget, budget allocation.
budget
Not
allocation ठीक है, but again one point you write कि it may not solve structural issues. ठीक है. So even if you merge all of them, जो आपके core issue है, जैसे limited mandate,
not have administrative autonomy.
yes, financial and administrative dependency, then the post-retirement hub of judges or bureaucrats, that is bureaucratization.
Bureaucratization.
वही हम हमारे जो points है. ठीक है. So even after merging these issues may persist. आपके ऐसे points आएंगे. And at the end, you can go
Binding.
binding recommendation. ठीक है.
Representative
One
civil societies.
technology perspective भी you can also have. And also it. Yes, in this way you have to create the answer. ये clear है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now let's write this answer. Just give me a minute. So I will write, you guys write with me. Just 1 minute. Yes. ठीक है. Okay. So what will be the introduction that we will be writing? So rather than committee-based introduction, I will be giving you just a simple quote. The true measure write with me of a democracy is how it treats its weakest members. ठीक है. And India is a network of constitutional and statutory commissions ठीक है, to uphold liberty equality and justice under Article 14, 17, 21, 46, etc. ठीक है, अब ये कोई स्पेसिफिक कमीशन पे क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो we will add on this. ठीक है, or we'll start with this. Then second, you can make a flow chart to give the list of the commissions. ठीक है, or you can directly shift to the problems of overlapping jurisdiction. So multiplicity of commissions leads to overlapping jurisdiction. ठीक है, example, we will just add examples here. ठीक है, Hathras case, NHRC, NCSC, NCW. ठीक है, Bilkis Bano case, it is NHRC again, NCW, and National Commission for Minorities. ठीक है, then creates confusion among citizens. Yeah. Then this lack of coordination, this leads to varying recommendations. And the second aspect is duplication. ठीक है, डुप्लीकेशन में क्या होगा कि रिसोर्स वेस्टेज, कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी policy recommendations. It will also lead to the confusion या फिर बस इतना डुप्लीकेशन. ठीक है, रिसोर्स वेस्टेज एंड कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी पॉलिसी रिकमेंडेशंस. ठीक है, this much is sufficient for the first part. Then in this context, was recommended to merge all commissions into single human rights commission. Then you give your heading arguments in favor of merging. ठीक है, so यहाँ पे rather than pi, what you can do, or rather than pi's approach, what you will be doing कि जो हमारे merging वाले points है, you will be using these same points. ठीक है, one is uniformity, and consistency. in standards, inquiry, and reporting across all. Okay, across all vulnerable groups. Okay. Second, better or efficient resource utilization. By preventing duplication of staff, finances, and infrastructure. Right. This third, it will, जैसे मैंने कहा कि accountability, ठीक है, कि accountability कि establishes single point of responsibility for human rights protection. Right. So basically, there won't be any kind of the finger pointing. It will be a single body which will be accountable. Right. Then it will bring clarity with respect to powers and functions, reducing jurisdictional conflicts. Right. तो फिफ्थ, इंटरसेक्शनल अप्रोच जो हमने अभी देखा था, कि सिंगल बॉडी कमिटी कैन इंश्योर या फिर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हैंडलिंग ऑफ overlapping vulnerabilities across caste, religion, gender. Right. Example, manual scavenging. Among Dalit women. ठीक है. Sixth, alliance with global best practice. Single human rights commissions in you have Canada, Australia, New Zealand. ठीक है. Then seventh, key, if you have the single body, that means you will be having the single set of data. Right. So it will ensure the evidence based decision making through data integration across departments and ministries. अब these points I'll simplify even more when I'll show you the framework. ठीक है, ये clear है? यहाँ capture, yes, criteria of group good governance also, that also you can mention. ठीक है, so these are the points of the merging. अब यहाँ पे there are two frameworks which you can use to generate the points. ठीक है, first is the temporal framework, कि how merging of all the bodies will help with respect to the policy formulation, implementation and monitoring. ठीक है, so if you see, it will look something like this. Just a minute. ठीक है, so if you use the temporal framework, so policy making stage, you can classify under this temporal framework also. It ensures uniform policies for all vulnerable groups, then promotes integrated approach to overlapping issues, जो हमने intersectional issues का point बोला था. Then it brings policy coherence. ठीक है, then builds centralized data or the single data source or integrated data for evidence-based decision making. And then again aligns with the global practice. Then implementation, it will bring clarity with respect to the jurisdiction, then efficient use of resources, right? Then if you have a single body, then people will know where to approach rather than the confusion whether to approach NCW or NHRC, etc. So it will also faster grievance readdressal, right? And it will also promote greater coordination between government and commission, right? Or governmental agencies and commission. Then monitoring, with respect to monitoring again, or the evaluation stage, it will be a single body. So if you have the single body, it is better, or it is very simple to establish the accountability of it, right? Then uniform data and indicators, and it will make evaluation simpler and greater public trust, right? So one approach is this, using the temporal framework, okay? Policy making, policy implementation and monitoring. Okay? Enhance public trust. One last point is you can write enhance public trust in institutions. Okay. The second approach of it is the good governance. Generally merging आपका क्यों करते हैं? Merging के the rationale behind merging is rationalization, right? And the major objective is good governance. So based upon the principles of good governance also you can generate the points. What are the principles of good governance? Transparency and accountability, consensus based decision making, rule of law, then efficiency and effectiveness, inclusivity and equity, right? So based upon the principles of good governance also you can generate the points. Okay, so you have two different approach. Stakeholder नहीं आएगा, यहाँ पे बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा स्टेक होल्डर, ठीक है। अदर यू यूज एनी ऑफ दीज टू। रूल ऑफ लॉ पे कुछ नहीं आएगा, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू रूल ऑफ लॉ पे भी यू कैन जनरेट द 0.7 या 8 पॉइंट जनरेट करो, ठीक है, कि सिंगल बॉडी विल इंश्योर बेटर गवर्नमेंट अकाउंटेबिलिटी to the rights of citizen and establish rule of law. Okay, you can generate a point in that way. So these are the two approaches through which you can generate a point. क्योंकि इस पे बहुत सारे questions आएंगे, ठीक है। They can next year ask you merging of the centrally sponsored schemes into few schemes. So merging किसी पे भी आ सकता है, ठीक है। That then issues हमने कैसे किया है स्ट्रक्चर, arguments against merging. ठीक है, what will be the arguments against merging? One, against constitutional provisions, as constitution envisions separate bodies, ठीक है। Example, NCSC, NCAST under Article 338A and B, ऐसे ही कुछ है, just confirm this, ठीक है। Second, ठीक है, it may lead to the loss of specialization, right, by diluting expertise of domain specific bodies like NCBC, या फिर in this National Commission for Protection of Child Rights also you can write, ठीक है। Third, from institutional perspective, it may lead to administrative overload, ठीक है। Even at present, NHRC, NCW are struggling or are having huge case pendency, ठीक है। Then fourth, impact on representation. So the marginalized groups, yeah, may lose representation, and remember this keyword, institutional voice for advocacy, ठीक है। Then fifth, there is symbolic dilution. Symbolic dilution as in if you merge all the bodies, so people may perceive that government is not serious about their rights, right? So it may lead to the symbolic dilution. So it will weaken और merging may be pursued as weak government commitment. Right. And then sixth, it may not solve only this much. Structural issues like limited mandate, political appointments, financial and administrative dependency. Right? Low public awareness. Yes. And then you give the way forward. So what will be the way forward? Greater coordination among sister commissions. Okay. Second, data integration through AI for integrated policy making. Okay. Then with respect to the jurisdictional clarity, amending the relevant acts to bring clarity with respect to jurisdiction of each body. तीन sufficient है. If you want, you can ensuring financial and administrative autonomy by charging expenditure on consolidated fund of India. ठीक है, जस्ट ये लिख लो मेरे साथ, यही पॉइंट्स आपके मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द आंसर्स में आएंगे. एंड देन कंक्लूजन, thus the 3R approach of reform, reorientation and restructuring can enhance or can ensure functioning of commissions as bulwark of democracy. ठीक है, is it clear? just remember this framework. You have good governance framework. You have this temporal framework. Okay. And बाकी merging के related points also you have now. Yes, three R you can make a triangle also. Now, second question. Which steps are required for constitutionalization of commission? Do you think imparting constitutionality to the NCW would ensure greater gender justice and empowerment? Yes. Again, it is a similar question. Hmm? Who wants to give me the structure? Hmm? Yes. Anyone? Hmm. Okay. So now,
In introduction, sir, briefly introduce about the National Commission for Women, the statutory backing behind that.
hmm,
After that, required of constitutionalization of a commission. Steps for constitutionalization of commission in body. First,
hmm,
significance of imparting constitutionality to National Commission for Women.
hmm,
Second, would be the challenges
yes.
in a constitutionality of that body.
Hmm.
Third, way forward, and then conclude.
Okay.
Give reason bhi hai, sir. I missed that.
No, that's fine. Basically, do you think बोला है?
Okay.
Okay, so what will be the rule that we'll use while in opinion-based question? 60-40. Right. So basically, we have to give arguments in favor. That is significance of giving constitutionality and arguments against. It
Okay.
will have limited impact. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, what do you think should be the introduction in this particular question? Again, the question is not just about the NCW. अगर आप question देखोगे, तो question has two parts. One, what steps are required for constitutionalization of commission? This is not at all related to the National Commission for Women. Okay, it is on overall this constitutional bodies. Second part is with respect to the this National Commission for Women. Okay, so intro अपना जो होगा, that intro will be same as previous question. ठीक है? This. Then constitutionalization steps. What will be the steps? Hmm? Who wants to give me the steps? Yes. Yes.
So first, it can be like a proposal in which the details will be given according to a constitutional amendment act, which can be then tabled for discussion. Then subsequently, it can be passed by the houses with the requisite majority, and then sent to the presidential assent, and then through a notification.
In Gazette. Yes. So first, you introduce constitutional amendment bill to the parliament. Okay. Providing for the detailed structure, powers, and functions of proposed body. Second, bill must be passed by special majority in the parliament. Third, then it will go to the president. And as per 24th amendment, president must give assent. Okay. After the assent, it needs to be notified in official gazette. ठीक है. Then operationalization through rules and procedures. ठीक है. This ये क्लियर है. Yes. And then इसके बाद आप एक पॉइंट और ऐड कर सकते हो. Like all the amendments, this particular amendment will also be challenged in court, right? So you can amendment must upheld judicial scrutiny. ठीक है. तो ब्रैकेट करके जुडिशियल रिव्यू भी कर सकता. अब ये एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट है. देन यू गिव दी कम टू दी सेकेंड पार्ट. एक छोटा सा पैराग्राफ. हमेशा याद रखो कि if the question is such कि where first part of the question and the second part of the question are completely different, if they are not interlinked, तो आपका आंसर का स्ट्रक्चर भी जो होगा that has to be different. कि जैसे पहले वाले में आपका इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया, you elaborated upon the main body, then you come here NCW established under National Commission for Women Act, whatever the year, with the objective of protection and promotion of rights of women. ठीक है. Then you can directly come to this part. Greater gender justice and empowerment in India. Arguments in favor of constitutionalization. Okay. What will be the arguments in favor of constitutionalization? Yes. Who wants to give me the points on arguments in favor of constitutionalization? Greater autonomy, yes. Okay. No political, yes. You use the PIES approach. From political perspective, ठीक है, you can simply say it will have the greater autonomy and authority which will be derived directly from the constitution. ठीक है. Then its recommendations and reports will carry more moral and legal weight. ठीक है. थर्ड कि अगेन हमने जो सिंबॉलिक वाला पॉइंट लिखा था लास्ट क्वेश्चन में इश्यूज में, देन it will also highlight symbolic empowerment, highlighting political will for gender justice. Right. Institutional perspective में it may lead to the yes better enforcement. ठीक है. We can talk about better enforcement of safeguards for women. Right. What else? Greater transparency, reduce politicization. Yes. Reduce political interference. What else? Appointments as a constitutional post. You can rather what you can say it can lead to the greater transparency. यही पे लिख दो, इसी की इलेबरेशन में, ट्रांसपेरेंसी इन appointments on lines of other bodies like CEC. ठीक है, this then institutional parity with other commissions like NCSC, NCST, NCBC. Right, then financial, it may lead to the financial autonomy, that is right through increase in budgetary spending, sorry, increase in budgetary allocation or expenditure charged on consolidated fund of India. Right, then sorry, institutional में you can talk about better coordination. NCW can act as a nodal agency for coordination between NCW and sorry, coordination between Ministry of Women and Child Development and other departments. ठीक है, then you can talk about the social aspect also. ठीक है, ये क्लियर है. स्ट्रक्चरल गवर्नेंस ठीक नहीं आएगा, नहीं इतने ही पॉइंट्स आएंगे मेजरली, 4 and 3, 7 and 1, 8. You can also write your global best practice also you can't say because constitutional status नहीं है कहीं पे भी. ठीक है, so you can't say the in line with global best practice. Or rather you can highlight ki in line with this government's policy objective of Nari Shakti, you can say. ठीक है, in line with government policy objective. Yes, everything is up to Parliament. So what you will be doing, because the constitutional amendment bill, whatever that has been introduced, that will decide upon its powers and functions. So it's not automatically. So that's why when you will be writing the points, you won't write ki Consolidated Fund of India, this expenditure charged on Consolidated Fund of India. Rather, you will write that ki expenditure can be charged or may be charged on Consolidated Fund of India. In that way, you will be articulating. ठीक है, then in issues वही one, it may not solve structural issues. Right, इसी के नीचे अब 3 से 4 हमारे structural issues लिखो. ठीक है, वही पॉइंट्स आएंगे आपके. सेकंड इसमें कि इवन एग्जिस्टिंग पावर्स आर अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड. ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल डिले इन मणिपुर रेप केस. Right. The NCW was criticized for it. Then third, constitutionalization may lead to bureaucratization. Make body more formal. And then you give the way forward. जो हमारे एक तो इसी के एग्जिस्टिंग पावर्स आप एनहांस करो, मेक रिकमेंडेशंस बाइंडिंग, ensure financial and administrative autonomy, then greater coordination between sister commissions, and then conclusion, again as it is about women, you can use the quote of Ambedkar, I measure the progress of society by degree of progress that women have achieved. Thus the 3R approach of reform, reorientation and restructuring is needed to strengthen NCW. ठीक है, इज इट क्लियर? अब इसमें जस्ट टू ऐड द एक्स फैक्टर, तो ये जो अब आर्ग्यूमेंट्स इन फेवर ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनलाइजेशन कर रहे हो, ठीक है, यहाँ पे बस एक साइड में बॉक्स करके गिव वन केस स्टडी. ठीक है, सो एनसीडब्ल्यू प्लेड critical role in passage of Domestic Violence Act. ठीक है, नॉट एज ए केस स्टडी मत लिखो, जस्ट बॉक्स करके लिखो. ठीक है, सिग्निफिकेंस में. ठीक है, या फिर वन इज दैट. सेकंड, you can give the fact file on the crimes against women. That fact file also you can give. But NCW related, that will be more relevant. Okay. So do you want to try this answer? सारे पॉइंट्स वही आएंगे, मतलब जो हमने पहले आंसर में भी लिखे हैं. अगेन यहाँ पे ज्यादा एग्जांपल्स वगैरह भी नहीं होंगे. यस, AI peak of Rashmika also criticism with respect to Manipur violence also. Okay. Yes. Do you want to try this particular answer? काफी easy है. तो it's 6:16. You have time till 6:28. Right. Then next answers we'll just discuss because they are similar. Challenges regarding procedure also you can add. Yes. But उनको procedures as such उनके नहीं है. ठीक है, they are not bound by any procedural limitations. Okay, 6:28. Yes, suo motu power आप यहाँ पे कर सकते हो. Existing power underutilized, उसमें आप suo motu power का यूज कर सकते हो, because even at present they have the suo motu power. Done. So this is the answer. Again, same points है. You can structure it in your way also. यहाँ पे बस what extra you can add is कि जैसे मैंने कहा था, powers and functions of NCW. So once you go here, you just give heading here. NCW established under NCW Act aims to protect and promote the rights of women, and then existing powers and functions एक फ्लो चार्ट करके आप ब्रीफली बता सकते हो. देन यू कैन गो फॉर द सेकेंड पार्ट. ठीक है, अगर आपके पास इसका ज्यादा कंटेंट नहीं है, देन यू कैन follow this also. This is also fine. Okay. ये हो गया सभी का. Again, if you see, introduction is same, conclusion is same, way forward is also same, similar. ठीक है, and issues also similar. Okay. Next is yes. अब ये क्वेश्चन आप देखो. This one question, whether the NCSC can enforce the implementation of constitutional reservation for scheduled caste in religious minority institutions. Examine. Okay. Now this is the kind of the question which you get often in the polity. ठीक है. जैसे इस साल भी there was one question, I'm not able to recall the exact question, but ऐसे questions में क्या होता है कि आपका आंसर वन लाइन में ही खत्म हो सकता है. ठीक है. आप सिंपली यहाँ पे पूछा है वेदर एनसीएससी कैन एनफोर्स implementation of constitutional reservation for SC. तो the simple answer is no. ठीक है. तो ideally the answer should be the one single sentence or one word answer is there. ठीक है. इसके बियॉन्ड कुछ नहीं है इसमें. नो इफ नो बट्स, क्लियर कट इट्स नो. ठीक है. दे कांट एनफोर्स. दैट्स इट. बट अगेन यू हैव टू स्ट्रेच इट इन 150 वर्ड्स. ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज यू फॉरगेट अबाउट द डायरेक्टिव ईयर. ठीक है. एग्जामिन करोगे ही क्या? देयर इज नथिंग टू एग्जामिन. इट्स अ क्लियर कट ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन. आंसर इज नो. बट यू हैव टू स्ट्रेच इट इनटू 150 words. So how are you going to do this? Yes. Who wants to try the structure of this particular question? Yes. ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आपके आते हैं पॉलिटी में. यस तन्मय. जैसे हाँ वो वाला क्वेश्चन था कि वेदर डिस्प्रपोर्शनेट एसेट्स इज कंसिडर्ड एज द करप्ट प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है. सिंपल वन सिंगल सेंटेंस वाला है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन कौन सा जजमेंट था वो? लोक प्रहारी आई थिंक. इन लोक प्रहारी जजमेंट हैज हेल्ड दैट इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज करप्ट प्रैक्टिस. दैट्स इट. राइट. वैसे अगर आंसर देखा जाए तो एक सेंटेंस में खत्म होता है, बट वी हैव टू स्ट्रेच. हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू complete this answer in 150 words? Yes, Tanmay.
Yeah, so for this one, I think we can start with the introduction about talking about the National Commission for Scheduled Caste, mentioning the article.
Yes.
Then the heading that we can give over here, because it's a straight away question, which is answer is no to that. So the framing of the heading can be like the National Commission, the NCSC,
Mhm.
Constitutional Reservation. Mhm. I think we can mention a little bit about the present status of NCSC, its powers and functions,
नहीं. So see, when
because we have to occupy some space over here. So I'm just thinking like the ways that we can fill up the pages and write some words.
so I am giving you one trick. ठीक है. So in such questions, don't think about the demand of the question. Just pick the keywords from the statement given and elaborate upon that keywords. Now
So I
tell
think
me
we
the
can
structure.
also talk about the religious minority institutions,
Okay, what are you going to talk about them?
like Article 29 and 30 gives them the right
Yes.
to form.
Yes. Similarly, what else?
We can talk about the reservation about scheduled caste, Article
Perfect.
15 and 16.
Good. Yes. So this is about constitution. What else you can add? Articles. Apart from articles, you can also give Supreme Court judgments.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Yes. So now, how are you going to write this answer? This is your introduction. ठीक है. Then briefly you can give powers and functions of NCSC. इतना ही देना है. Protection and promotion of rights of SC. Then recommending to the government with respect to the policies for upliftment of SCs. Then review of the existing protections. Then doing the research. That's it. 4 से 5, हाँ, it has the power of civil court, ठीक है, with respect to violation of rights of SCs. इसे 4 सिर्फ ऐसे फ्लो चार्ट करके दो, then constitutional perspective on minority rights and reservation, ठीक है. Here first article 15 part 4, right, then article 31, ठीक है. Third article 338, again you give the one power of NCSC to investigate, monitor, safeguards provided for this, okay. And then judicial pronouncements. So judicial pronouncements, उसमें आपका the famous TMA pie case, where minority educational institutions have the right to autonomy in administration, ठीक है. And second is PA इनामदार case. यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्लियरली कहा है कि स्टेट कांट एनफोर्स रिजर्वेशन इन unaided minority institutions, ठीक है. This they have clearly explained, and after this you give the analysis. Thus NCSC it can recommend, but it doesn't have, or it can't enforce the reservation as one absolute right. No, yes. Its recommendations are non-binding. Second, minority education institutions doesn't come under its jurisdiction. And third, judicial clarity in PA इनामदार case. ठीक है. This यहाँ पे simply the not NCSC but Parliament through constitutional amendment can enforce reservation in minority institutions subject to judicial review. ठीक है, ये क्लियर है. This is how you are going to stretch. ये समझ आया? Yes. Any doubts? अब ऐसे ही हमने स्ट्रेच किया था दैट क्वेश्चन. कौन सा वाला अभी मैंने कहा? दिस 2025 वाला क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. तो इसका आंसर विल बी लाइक दिस. So NCSC established under 338 is a constitutional body mandated to safeguard the interest and rights of SCs. ठीक है, इसके बाद यू कैन ब्रीफली गिव पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस। मैंने ज्यादा पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस दिए नहीं है बिकॉज वो स्टैटिक पार्ट है। ठीक है, एक फ्लो चार्ट बना के देन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड लीगल पोजीशन। वन, आर्टिकल 15 पार्ट 4, आर्टिकल 16 पार्ट 4, state to make special provisions for socially educationally backward classes including SC, article 30 and article 338(5). And this is one fact which I found, but I think ठीक है, आपको पता नहीं है then also it's fine, कि restricts SC status to the Hindus, Sikhs and Buddhists, excluding Muslims and Christians. ठीक है, so basically those Hindus who have been converted to the Muslim and Christianity, they can't be granted SC status. So as there are no SCs in minorities, so obviously it will fall outside the jurisdiction of NCS. ठीक है, even if you don't know this is fine. किसी को नहीं पता होता है तब. Judicial pronouncements, TMA Pi and PA इनामदार. TMA Pi में उन्होंने कहा है कि minority institutions have right to autonomy in administration subject to judicial review. And PA इनामदार, state cannot impose reservation on unaided minority institutions. ठीक है, then analysis, NCSC can recommend or monitor steps for reservation but cannot enforce, as article 30 guarantees minority autonomy, judicial precedents या फिर judicial clarity in PA इनामदार case, and NCSC's power are recommendatory, not binding. ठीक है, then since scheduled caste of minority religions are not constitutionally recognized as SCs, NCSC has no jurisdiction over them. The matter falls under National Commission for Minorities or policy domain of Parliament. यहाँ पे आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो कि thus Parliament through Constitutional Amendment Act can enforce the reservation for SC in minority institutions subject to judicial review. ठीक है, that I have added into the conclusion. ठीक है, is it clear? Yes. यहाँ पे if you have the data on the literacy level of the scheduled castes, okay, so that data you can add as a fact file here. Constitutional provisions के side में fact file, the data on minority education वाले, not minority education, SC का जो भी literacy level है that. ठीक है, yes Manoj.
Sir, can we write in analysis part argument favor and argument against? For example,
Argument in favor and arguments against won't come because they have asked the fact whether it can do or not. ठीक है, that's it. आपको वही, if you see the demand of the question, it is either yes or no. We don't have to take the stance of it. ठीक है, we have to establish a fact कि जैसे हमने यहाँ पे किया है कि it can recommend but can't enforce. This is not the
Yes.
analytical question. This is the factual question.
For
Right?
factual questions, we use it right analysis part.
Analysis at the end.
Paper.
But यहाँ पे
Yes, sir.
analysis in this particular question, analysis can be a bit more controversial. Because if you see on the both sides, analysis, when analysis is basically you do for the where there are challenges. ठीक है, अब ज्यादा से ज्यादा इसमें एनालिसिस क्या, what analysis part you can do is, उसमें भी giving way forward is very tricky because minority rights and the reservation rights both are equally important.
Yes, sir.
What way forward you are giving? Right, you can't generally give the way forward. Right, so यहाँ analysis में at max what you can do, key issues, it may create jurisdictional conflict.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
This may lead to violation
That second,
fundamental rights.
yes, lack of legal clarity. ये दो ही लिख सकते हो. इसके वे फॉरवर्ड बट क्या लिखोगे? What way forward will you give? You can't say giving the power to the NCSC with respect to minority educational institutions. Right. So that's why I have avoided giving it. Okay. Because specific way forward also won't come here.
Sir, instead of these in the analysis part, sir, can we write that implementing of a reservation argument in favor, argument
No,
against?
not
Is there any chance to write
not needed, not
instead
needed.
of analyzing?
Because see already minority वाला issue बहुत controversial होता है.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So rather there is no need. And what arguments will you give against reservation? What will be your arguments against reservation for SC in minority institutions?
It may lead to violation of Article 29 and 30 of the rights.
Okay.
It may create a conflict among the. It may create conflict among the peoples or within the society. It's lead to
वो थोड़ा सा
undermine
peripheral
the
हो
pattern.
जाएगा. In that will be bit more peripheral. No, with respect to conflict. फिर वैसे तो फिर reservation वैसे ही conflict create करता है. Reservation itself creates the conflict. For example, recently you are seeing the Maratha reservation issue in Maharashtra. It is creating conflict.
Yes, sir.
That's why controversial issue है तो generally you avoid. That's why I haven't added. ठीक है?
Okay.
Yes, Tanmay.
Yeah, hello, sir. So my
Yes.
question is not restricted to this particular one, but a general set of questions which are these types. It is said that we should address the demand of the question directly before like beating around the bush or obfuscating. So should we put the analysis part right after the introduction and then put all the other parts on the second page? Because if the examiner just sees that part and doesn't read the second page, he feels like the candidate is just beating around the bush. Will that backfire?
No, that will impact your structure. Because after giving the context only, you go to the main body, no? Right. So basically, this all is the context part. This entire is the context part, right? So you can't give the context after the main body. So you have to give it before that only. And don't worry, examiner is going to read each and every page. It is your job to ensure that the points that you have written or the core demand of the question is very well highlighted and is visible. Okay. So यहाँ पे you just box it.
Okay, thank you.
Is it clear? There is no need to write this particular question. I will send this model answer in the group. Okay. Next. This is your first assignment question because the second question we will be doing on the CAG. Explain how this is reflected in method and terms of appointment as well as range of powers he can exercise. So basically powers and functions. So has a vital role to play. And then explain how this is reflected in method and terms of appointment, range of powers. Okay. Who can give me the structure of this? I just need the structure. Okay, very good. Akash.
So first I will give a article
Yes.
introduction. Then sir, in the body I will write about I will write about the vital roles. What are the roles played by the CAG? Then in the next one,
Okay.
The next part will be, sir, about what are the methods of his appointment.
Hmm.
Then the next part will be the powers he exercises
ठीक है.
in the model, sir.
Okay. Who else? This is not complete. No, there is no need to mention challenges of NCSC in previous question. Yes. Yes, Vasundhara.
So we can start with the intro, the article saying, and then in there we can mention the roles because that is
Okay, what is the role?
so the auditing of the public purse. I mean
So
the
that will come
center.
into the powers.
Yes, sir. But how will we satisfy the line first line like vital role to play?
Okay. So, okay, ठीक है, I will explain it. Then next, after this.
And then we can create a table in which the methods and terms will be mentioned and how it is satisfying the major role. I mean the range of powers which he can
You can
exercise.
write it into the point also.
Yes, sir.
Then powers. After this,
And then some challenges. I mean the
yes,
limitations
a table,
and
limitations and way forward.
and conclusion.
ठीक है. Yes. Now, this is your first statement. It is your implicit demand, right?
Yes.
The CAG has a vital role to play. So they are not asking about the role of CAG. They are basically asking about the significance of CAG. Okay, what is the significance? Ensuring the government accountability, ensuring the efficiency in expenditure,
Fiscal policy.
ensuring the or acting as a friend, philosopher, guide to public accounts committee. ठीक है, ये
Yes.
आपके points आएंगे. ठीक है, and then Ambedkar considered it as the most important office.
Yes.
ठीक है, that will be the significance. Vital role to play. Role this. This is not the powers and functions to audit, etc. That will come into the powers. ठीक है, that and then limitations way forward. Again, limitations may be we'll see in the next question. Is the structure clear?
Yes, sir.
ठीक. This is the similar question. The duty of CAG is not merely to ensure the legality, but also propriety. Comment. Yes. What will be the structure of this? Who wants to try? Similar to the previous one, but yes, Tejaswini.
Yes, sir. Sir, in this question, like just now you have said the same as there, but okay. So from the introduction, so I will write about Article 148 and
Hmm.
also the B.R. Ambedkar that point at CAG as the most important office in the Constitution of India.
Hmm.
And then, according to the question, role of CAG ensuring legality of expenditure. So,
Hmm.
in like this will be the heading.
Hmm.
Okay. And so under it, like Article 149. And like I will give the example for 149 that 2G spectrum case was there 2010.
2G
The
spectrum
CAG found
won't
its
come into the legality aspect.
okay. And so Article 266, like in this point I will mention with articles. Article
Not needed.
150.
Articles, his powers are not entirely mentioned in the articles.
Okay, so we can give pointers.
ठीक है, what will be the next heading?
Okay. And so next heading will be CAG ensuring property of an expenditure.
ठीक है. And then
Then sir, according to the question, issues with CAG.
yes, issues way forward in table.
Way forward. And
ठीक.
at the end, sir, I will compare with the British system, like, and that is CAG is both computational and
No,
as
that
well
will
as the
come
Auditor
into the
General.
way forward. Yeah, giving the powers of comptroller also as in UK.
And so at the end, conclusion.
So 3R also you can give. या फिर you can use the quote also. Okay, now understand difference between legality and propriety. Legality means it is just the legal audit. Legal audit means कि whatever expenditure has been done, whether it is done as per law or not. ठीक है, let's take an example. You have the Ladli Behna Yojana in MP, in Maharashtra, Bihar also they send 10,000 rupees to 75 lakh women. Okay? So that is one scheme. Let's take that. If CAG is auditing while legalizing it, he will just see whether it has been done as per the law. As per the law, matlab, whether parliament has approved it or not. If parliament has approved 15 lakh in the account of everyone, that is fine. Okay? So it is as per law, it is legal. But the propriety of it is if it is fair and just. It is similar to the procedure established by law and due process of law. This is your, they will just check whether the procedure is correct or not, which is procedure established by law. And this is due process. Whether that expenditure is fair and just. Okay, or whether that expenditure is wasteful or unnecessary. Okay? That. No, so this is mandatory for the CAG. CAG को ये तो करना ही है with respect to the legality aspect. And this is discretionary on the CAG. Okay, Indian Constitution gives both powers to the CAG. ये clear है? And this is given in Lakshmikant also. Okay, is it clear? And then issues and way forward. Again, with respect to the issues, अगर आप देखोगे, similar with respect to mandate, its recommendations are non-binding. Okay. Second, reports not tabled. What will be the next? Yes. लक्ष्मीकांत में आपने पढ़ा ही तो है, पोस्ट फैक्टो और पोस्ट मॉर्टम ऑडिट. राइट. देन अभी मैंने ये कहा कि प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट इज डिस्क्रिशनरी नेचर ऑफ प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट. ठीक है. वे फॉरवर्ड में again mandate improve, adopt the UK system, give him the powers of comptroller also. Okay. Then keep reports not table, so mandatory action taken report in parliament. Okay. So action taken, so mandatory action taken report on CAG recommendations. ठीक है, ये way forward देते हैं. Conclude. Is it clear? Now if you see the answer of this is going to be your answer. So CAG established under Article 148 is the guardian of the public purse. Again, this term is from Lakshmikant only. मेरा खुद का invention नहीं है. ठीक है. While legality focuses on, again, I have defined both of these terms. While legality focuses on whether expenditure is made according to law, propriety examines whether such expenditure is justified, prudent, and in public interest. This is also again from Lakshmikant. ठीक है. Yes. Then ensure legality, ये उसके जो powers आपके लक्ष्मीकांत में दिए हैं वो. He ensures all expenditures are authorized by parliament or state legislature. Verifies funds are drawn from consolidated fund only under proper sanction. Crack checks compliance with financial rules, codes, delegated authorities, and prevents unauthorized reappropriation or excess expenditure beyond approved limit. Okay. And then CAG audit of defense expenditure. Example, कोई भी दे सकता. But propriety is examine whether expenditure is necessary, justifiable, and in public interest. Ensures responsible use of public funds. Second, prevents misuse, evaluates waste, extravagance, or favoritism. Then strengthen financial responsibility, questions whether function spending ensures value for money or meets ethical standards. Just the keywords. Promotes culture of fiscal morality and prudence. And strengthens parliamentary control and oversight with insights on ethical and prudent financial management. ठीक है ना, examples उसके 2G spectrum, Commonwealth coal block allocations. These are the challenges. ठीक है, and in the conclusion, one quote on the by the second ARC. या फिर you can also conclude with the 3R as well. Again, this is static. This is not of my invention. ये लक्ष्मीकांत से ही है. Is it clear? I'll put this on. Do you want to write it? Because I don't think it's necessary. 90% is static only. ठीक है, लिखना है ये वाला आंसर. Yes. चलिए, it is fine if I put it into the group. ठीक है, okay. चलो. Then next, just understand the framework. Again, we are generating the points with the same framework. Okay. Yes. Again, this is similar. How is the Finance Commission is constituted? What do you know about the terms of reference of recently constituted Finance Commission? Okay, this was with respect to the 15th Finance Commission. So it was established in 2018. No, 16th Finance Commission was established in 2023. उसका 16th Finance Commission का report was due on 31st of August. But again, एक month का extension दिया है. So it will be out next month. So next year you can expect a question on 16th Finance Commission. ठीक है? Because अभी उसका report आया. So again, it is also completely static, but it is a 15 marker question. So how are you going to fill 3 pages? Yes. Who wants to give me the structure of this? Again, ये काफी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है. इसमें भी एनालिसिस का कोई पार्ट नहीं है. Both the demands are completely static. Yes. Anyone? Yes, Karan.
Sir, intro article 280. फिर कंपोजिशन में वही सर, हाई कोर्ट की जज, मतलब छोटा सा एक उसके बाद कंपोजिशन का.
नहीं, वो तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ही बताओ.
फिर मेजर फंक्शंस.
नहीं, फंक्शंस की जरूरी नहीं है यहाँ.
बाकी लाइक टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंसेस.
Yes, because जो उनके powers है कि to distribute the revenue between the center and states, to recommend upon the local bodies finances, ठीक है, to provide a formula for the grants to the states, or to recommend on any other matter referred by the president. ये सारे उसके powers है. And terms of reference भी exactly same ही है. So whatever his powers are, you give of terms of reference. ठीक है, अब सपोज यहाँ पे आपके 4 ही पॉइंट्स आएंगे, यहाँ आपके 5 पॉइंट्स आएंगे. देन नेक्स्ट,
लाइक चैलेंजेस या फिर उनका जो एडवाइजरी रोल.
यस, so you give of challenges and way forward. ठीक है, आई थिंक फाइनेंस कमीशन हमने फेडरलिज्म में भी किया है कि नो स्टेट रिप्रेजेंटेशन. देन अगेन रिपोर्ट्स आर नॉन सॉरी रिकमेंडेशंस आर नॉन बाइंडिंग on the center or recommendations are non-binding on the parliament, right? वैसे. Then overlapping of jurisdiction. So finance commission का overlapping किसके साथ होगा? Yes, it will be with not SEBI. SEBI कहाँ से आ गया? SEBI will have overlapping jurisdiction with not state finance commission. Yes, GST council. Okay, so it will be having the earlier it used to be with the planning commission, but now it is with GST council. And then way forward, giving state representation. Second, make finance commission a permanent body. Okay, so if you see, this is your answer. Yeah. So in introduction, again, finance commission established under Article 280 is a quasi judicial body. ठीक है, हमेशा नेचर भी मेंशन करो, either statutory, constitutional or quasi judicial. It plays vital role in maintaining fiscal federal balance envisioned by the constitution. ठीक है, या फिर what you can do is जो आपके लक्ष्मीकांत में it is considered as balancing wheel of fiscal federalism. Right, it's given in the Lakshmikant. So that will be your introduction. Then constitution, as per Article 280, President of India constitutes Finance Commission every 5 years or earlier if necessary. Composition, chairperson, 4 other members. Qualifications, terms of service determined by Finance Commission Act 1951. Tenure, usually as 5 years, extendable by presidential order. Okay, complete static. Terms of reference of recently constituted Finance Commission. So इसका थोड़ा सा basic दे दो कि 16 Finance Commission was constituted in 2023, chaired by Arvind Pangeria. Recommendations will apply for the period of 26 to 31. And this again, division of tax proceeds, distribution of net tax proceeds between union and states under Chapter 1, Part 12 of the Constitution. Determine allocation of shares among individual states. So this is vertical balance. This is horizontal balance, or not balance, vertical devolution. This is horizontal devolution. Okay. Then principles for granting aid. This is mandatory. जो मैंडेटरी एज इन ये परसेंटेज डिसाइड करता है, जैसे 13 फाइनेंस कमीशन का 32% था, 14 का 42 हो गया, 15 का 41 हो गया बिकॉज ऑफ रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, तो इट बिकेम 41. नाउ इट इज डिमांड फॉर 50 अंडर 16 फाइनेंस कमीशन, बट कुछ नहीं करेंगे. देन प्रिंसिपल्स फॉर ग्रांट्स इन एड्स. ग्रांट्स इन एड्स टू स्टेट फ्रॉम कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया. Amounts to be provided to states as grants for purposes other than specified in provisions in the clause 1. Clause 1 is this. So apart from the share of net proceeds, right? Share of net proceeds, grants in aid extra also dene wo. Then enhancing state funds for local bodies to increase consolidated fund of states, supplement resources of panchayats and municipalities. These recommendations are based upon inputs of respective state finance commissions. ठीक है, अब इसको कुछ स्ट्रेच करने का है ही नहीं, तो इसी में को मैंने दो पॉइंट्स बनाए. ठीक है, I have given 2 subpoints. Then evaluation of disaster management financing, review existing funding mechanism for disaster management, particularly those created under Disaster Management Act, and recommend improvements in structure, sharing pattern, and utilization of national and state disaster response funds. And last, any other matter referred by President. So examine and recommend on additional fiscal measures to ensure sound finances. यही पे रोक दो. Then you come to the challenges. One, with respect to mandate, no enforcement powers, recommendations are advisory. ठीक है. Then institutional में overlap, ठीक है, jurisdictional conflict with GST Council. Then limited role in local panchayats because it depends on weak or irregular state finance commissions. Then political factors, faces pressure to balance conflicting interest of center, state and political stakeholders. Okay. Then data gaps. So it relies on the official data which is outdated and inconsistent. बाकी अगर आपको ये भी नहीं आ रहा है, then also overlap वाला point हमारा common है, no enforcement power हमारा common है, no state representation, so limited representation is common. ठीक है, this. So you can prepare these 3 and way forward. Ensuring state representation in decision making, then make Finance Commission permanent body. It was suggested by Raja Mannar committee. Just remember this. Again, if 16 Finance Commission aane wala hai, to next year you can get a question. Then technological empowerment for data, right? So factor in digital transformation and green financing. So focusing upon the emerging issues and data driven analytical capacity. So capacity building through the AI and data driven analytical capacity. Okay. So that's the 3R approach of reform, reorientation, and restructuring of the Finance Commission is needed to ensure the or to strengthen the fiscal federalism in India. ऐसे आप कर सकते हो. ठीक है, अब इसमें याद क्या रखना है? The things that are mandatory is 1, Raja Mannar committee. Second, next month when the actual recommendations of 16 Finance Commission will come, you have to note down their exact recommendations on these lines. ठीक है, नेट प्रोसीड्स उन्होंने कितना बोला है, सेंटर स्टेट शेयर उन्होंने कितना बोला है. देन वन मोर थिंग दैट यू हैव टू लुक फॉर इज क्राइटेरिया. ठीक है, जैसे पॉपुलेशन को उन्होंने कितना वेटेज दिया है, बाकी अदर क्राइटेरियाज को उन्होंने कितना वेटेज दिया है. These things only you have to look. Is it clear? Finance Commission. Again, I don't think there is a need to write this because Finance Commission के issues we have written in federalism also. ठीक है? Clear? Any doubts? Yes. Next. Yes. Again, right to information maybe this we will write because it has completed 20 years in 2025. So next year you can get a question. And this particular question was, I think, in 2020. So आ सकता है. Because it is in news in context of the Digital Data Protection Act also. Okay, because Digital Data Protection Act has put a limitation to share the personal data under RTI. Right? Oh, okay. Profound impact on the autonomy and independence of the Information Commission. So this was in a current affairs based question. Okay. So basically, the amendments that they had done was, yeah, Right to Information Act is the cornerstone of transparent and accountable governance. The objective of it. Okay. And then RTA Amendment Act introduced changes to the service conditions of CIC and ICs. And just for importance of it, of RTA, I have added fact file. More than 2.5 crore RTA applicants have been filed since 2005. Just a fact file. Amendment, basically इन्होंने क्या amendment किए थे? Tenure is now determined by central government. Salaries are also subject to the executive notification. पहले उनका salary was similar to the election commissioners. Now it has been decided by the again central government. And third, the status and the equivalence, that means their removal was earlier similar to the election commission or election commissioners, but now that has been removed. Matlab executive can remove them. Second, their salaries is determined by the executive. Third, their time period is also determined by executive. Okay, so these are the appointments. What they have asked is basically recent amendments have profound impact on the autonomy and independence. Okay, so basically the impact on autonomy and independence. Right, वही कि executive control undermines the security of office and increases executive dependence. So अगर आप PIE's approach if you apply, PIE's political perspective में increasing political interference in appointments and this. What else? Institutional में what you can add with respect to the institutional impact. अब autonomy and independence तो already उन्होंने बोला है. ठीक है, वही symbolic हमने जो point लिखा था. अब earlier its power and were equivalent to the election commission, right? So symbolic decline. Earlier its powers were similar to, sorry, earlier the service conditions were similar to election commission and it has been removed now. Right. Then economic, unki salary will also be determined by government. So lack of security of tenure and this service conditions. So it may hamper ability to or ability of independent decision making. Right. Then entirely it is getting controlled by government. You can highlight. It can act as a department under government rather than independent statutory body. Right, and social perspective से decline of public trust. Right, ये इसके हो गए. और जैसे हमने प्रीवियस क्वेश्चंस में भी किए थे कि इट में जो हमारे स्ट्रक्चरल इश्यूज थे right? You can simply create one more thing. It may say this. Further, or simply you can write existing issues will be or can be amplified. कि जैसे कौन से वैकेंसी and delayed appointments. Second, huge pendency. वही पॉइंट्स अब क्या आएंगे? ठीक है, ह्यूज पेंडेंसी आएगा, वैकेंसीज आएगा. थर्ड, within RTA there is one major issue is with respect to the high rejection rate. The existing issues, and then you give the way forward. Then amending the act to ensure the independence and autonomy of the CIC and ICs. ठीक है. सेकेंड, विद इन अपॉइंटमेंट, कभी भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी के अपॉइंटमेंट रिलेटेड अगर क्वेश्चन आ गया तो यू टॉक अबाउट द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ कोलिजियम सिस्टम इन्वॉल्विंग PM, लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन एंड CGI, लाइक CBI डायरेक्टर. तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं है तो क्या है? These all points are the criticism of the amendments only, no? ठीक है. Then third is providing the or safeguards against the violence against RTI activist. One more within RTI is the section 4, promoting proactive disclosure. Under section 4. Okay. And for conclusion, what you can write is one quote: sunlight is the best disinfectant. हमेशा RTI related कभी भी question है तो try to use this quote. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Thus, autonomy of the information commissions must be safeguarded to strengthen the right to information under Article 90. ठीक है? Is it clear? Okay. This is the answer. Take a look and then you can write. A recent criticism of Data Protection Act. नहीं. Other issues में you can add. In other issues you can add. ठीक है? This. Now try to write this particular answer in 7 minutes. Because next year भी question आएगा तो exactly same आपको लिखना है. इसी थीम पे आएगा, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है. So based upon this framework, you write the points. And I will be uploading the answers of all the questions of today. Don't worry. Okay, it's 7:23. You have till 7:31. Based upon that, try to write this particular answer. Okay. हो गया? यस, just write it is just for the practice because I will be sharing the model answer, but आपकी प्रैक्टिस हो इसीलिए लिखो. चलो, ये हो गया. Yes. So next question is, though Human Rights Commission have contributed immensely to protection of human rights in India, yet they have failed to assert themselves against the mighty and powerful. Analyzing their structural and practical limitations suggest remedial measures. So, who wants to give the structure of this question? Again, similar format and nothing different. Just try. Yes. Who wants to give me the structure of this question? It is a 15 marker. Okay, Tavishi.
So we'll introduce with Human Rights Commission with the article and like the act. And then obviously, as mentioned in the implicit demand, we'll talk about the success of the Human Rights Commission with some case studies.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll write the structure and practical limitations like in two separate headings. And then the last one, yeah, the way forward, like remedial measures.
So structural में कौन से आएंगे and practical में कौन से आएंगे?
Structural in the sense ki like constitutional mandate and institutional stuff, and despite those structural things, like they're also not like in practice, they're not being followed in practice. So like with case studies we can give.
So structural में देखो आपके आएंगे institutional
Yes.
and economic.
Okay.
ठीक है. Practical में
Political
and social.
Okay.
ठीक है. Lack of public awareness. Then
Correct.
political में this political appointments, post-retirement hub for the judges,
Correct.
lack of civil society representation. ठीक है. Institutional में यहाँ पे mandate.
Yes.
So mandate के related limitations, and then with respect to the administrative autonomy related limitations. Economic में again funds related.
Fiscal dependence, yes.
ठीक है. Way forward में again in this question will you give 3 to 4 way forward or 5 to 6 way forwards?
5 to 6 because it is explicit demand.
So way forward in this particular question is explicit demand.
Yes.
Okay, so it has to be covered separately. It should have 5 to 6 way forwards. So again, first, the coordination between sister commissions. Second, again, ये statutory body है. So you can give
Constitutional
giving constitutional status. ठीक है. Third, ये coordination हो गया. Constitutional status हो गया. Financial
representation of civil society.
Yes. Administrative autonomy. ठीक है. So fund expenditure charging on the consolidated fund of India. Fourth, representation. And fifth, enhancing mandate. So जो हमने कैग में लिखा था, mandatory action taken report, giving prosecution powers and power to impose penalty. ठीक है. And then sixth, technological suggestion you can give.
Global best practice of.
Global best practice also you can give of this umbrella human rights organization on lines of New Zealand, Australia. That also you can give. ठीक है. Limitations आपके ये आएंगे. ठीक है. How will you write the points in the success? Will you just write the examples or any other way? Yes. So basically, success लिखते हुए what you will do? इनके जो powers and functions हैं, so their powers and functions will be your subheadings. ठीक है. And in elaboration, the example will be your example. ठीक है. That structure you have to give. ठीक है. Yes. Gautam, do you want to add anything?
Sir, apart from CSAID, there is in the power, the sua-metacognizance power he has when the violation of human rights occurs in the country. So he can pull the administrative failure officers also at the same time.
That will come
uh,
into the success.
yeah, judicial death cases also. They
Yes.
can pull the government chief secretaries and DGP of the police. These cases are there. Currently, there is a case of judicial death in one state, I think. So this case, newspaper cases we can quote here also. Yeah, at the same time, the Paris Convention 1991, based on that, it created. So these things
Paris
also we can
principles.
highlight. Paris Principle 1991. After that, in the line of this, we created this one.
Yes.
At the same time, state for the for the inclusive implementation, there is also state human rights commission also we have.
Yes, you can give that point also.
These things we have to write.
So if you see, this is going to be your structure of this particular answer. Okay. NHRC, the nature of it is statutory body established under Protection of Human Rights Act, and it is established in conformity with Paris principles. ठीक है. NHRC के हर एक क्वेश्चन में you need to mention the Paris principle. Second, next year you can get a question on the NHRC also because of the controversy with respect to appointment. First of it was 1 or 2 years back, Justice Arun Mishra was appointed as the chairperson and it was controversial. Second thing, key global alliance on national human rights institutions, okay, that has deferred the accreditation of NHRC for second year in a row. Earlier we had the A accreditation, but for the past 2 years, they haven't given us any accreditation. And they have raised some serious issues. Okay. So it was also in a lot of news last year. So because of that, I was expecting a question this year also, but they didn't ask. Next year, you can get a question. So first part, role played by the ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशंस. अब यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे तो उनके जो भी फंक्शंस है, इंश्योरिंग अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑफ द स्टेट्स, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ वल्नरेबल ग्रुप्स, monitoring custodial and institutional conditions, promoting awareness, police advocacy of policy and legal reforms, emerging human rights issues, and collaboration with international agencies. ये उनके जो functions हैं. ठीक है. Those you make subheadings and then you can give the successful examples in the elaboration part. Yes, education and awareness programs you can add from citizens' perspective. Okay. So these are your success stories of the NHRC. But simply just example mat do unke powers and functions jo bhi hai, make them as the subheadings and then in elaboration give the examples. Then issues associated with NHRC you can classify under this structural and practical, but I have this, okay, Global Alliance on National Human Rights Institutions. So I have specifically added there एनालिसिस। ठीक है, फर्स्ट अगेन कि प्रैक्टिकल में, सॉरी नॉट प्रैक्टिकल, on the structural limitations. So within structural with respect to mandate. So statutory limitations on jurisdictions cannot take up cases older than 1 year or sub judice. Second, armed forces fall outside the NHRC purview. And third, it lacks the authority to punish or impose penalty or award relief to victims. Okay, this is your the structural issues. Okay, then lack of diversity. 95 out of around 400 staff person are held by women. So lack of diversity. Then with respect to appointment, the body is dominated by government. You have prime minister and home minister. Okay, third, weak investigation mechanism. So NHRC depends upon the state police for investigations. Okay, so state police are responsible to the government, not NHRC, right? Depends on police and government officials on deputation for investigation, and then limited engagement or representation of civil society. These are the 4 points given by this Global Alliance. Then additional institutional challenges, vacancies and delays in appointments. Then financial dependence. Budgetary allocations come through Ministry of Home Affairs, affecting autonomy. Right, and then poor implementation of recommendations. Their recommendations are advisory and non-binding. And as like NHRC and CW, huge pendency of cases. ठीक है, इतने sufficient है ये चार 8, then you have around 11 as a fact file or the case study along the margins. Then you give the way forward. Legal powers, ठीक है, legally binding. Then strengthen investigation. जो भी way forward issues है उसी के way forward दे दो. So for investigation they depend upon agencies. So create a separate investigation wing. Right. Expand jurisdiction to include armed forces. Financial autonomy. Funds charged on Consolidated Fund of India. Okay. Then empower state commissions through funding and capacity building support. Okay. Awareness through public campaigns with NGOs and media support. Right. Just try to develop this vocabulary. वही points आएंगे. ठीक है, अभी किसने कहा था, यश ने कहा था एजुकेशन एंड अवेयरनेस. दिस इज योर education and awareness. Just remember, through public education campaigns, this terminology, and with NGO and media, and regular review mechanism. या फिर यहाँ पे you can also add giving constitutional status, greater coordination with sister commissions. Okay, and then 3R approach of reform, reorientation, restructuring can enhance functioning of as an bulwark of democracy also, or other trinity can help to realize trinity of liberty, equality and justice. Okay, this also you can add. Yes, infrastructure also you can add. Infrastructure में आपका technological capability you can add. ठीक है. Yes, I will be sending this answer. All the answers of today's session will be sent in the group. ठीक है, ये clear है NHRC? Any doubts? Yes, Tejaswini.
doubts of that word you are using, that what is commission, like how we are relating with this.
Sorry,
So what is commission, that we
sister
are using
commissions
that word
means
now?
NHRC have the similar powers with respect to the NCW, NCSC, NCST. So these all are the sister
So like
commissions.
we have to relate that in the answer. Like we have to make the relation in
Mm,
that answer.
Greater coordination with sister commissions like NCW, NCSC. यही लिख- Yeah, National
Okay,
Commission of
thank you so much.
Minorities.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question is, okay, this is also similar. Role of National Commission for Backward Classes in wake of its transformation from statutory to the constitutional body. ठीक है, so उसी के powers and functions जो है वो आपको लिखने हैं. ठीक है, this is your second assignment question. Nothing, simply recent contextual introduction दे दो कि constitutional status under 102 Constitutional Amendment Act. Then role में powers and functions explain करो. At the end, make a table on the issues way forward. That's it. ठीक है. Topper answer I have given for today's lecture. These are your toppers answers for bodies. I have uploaded into group also. Okay. Then next, we will take this one. Yes. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has to address the challenges faced by children in digital era, examine existing policies, suggest measures. Yes, who wants to try structuring this? This is not completely related to the National Commission for Children. Okay, question has the broader scope. So read it again and give me the structure. Yes, Vasundhara.
So we can give a context in the introduction, like the recent example of KBC kid in KBC. So it has been trolled on multiple social media sites. So we can give that context, and then after that we can give a heading like challenges faced by children in digital era.
Yes.
After that, we will examine the policies or the protections which can be given by the NCPR's PCR. And then okay.
Up till this is correct.
So we have to examine the existing policies. So we should mention some policies
Yes, so
and
you
measures.
mentioned policies.
Yes, sir. And then the challenges and way forward. Plus, we have to mention the positives. I mean, the achievements also about the
Right,
policies.
यही पे आएंगे आपके
Okay.
achievements. That won't be separate. So whenever
Yes.
they are asking you, 10th will take after this. So whenever they are asking you to examine the policies in that way, so you will have just two headings. One is the policies. If you have the positive impact of it or the objective of it, you mention it there. Then come to the limitations. ठीक है, पहले पॉलिसीज देके फिर उसके अचीवमेंट्स फिर लिमिटेशंस जनरली अवॉइड करो.
हाँ.
ठीक है, अगर सिंगल स्कीम है तो यू विल हैव द अचीवमेंट. पहले यू गिव द फीचर्स ऑफ, सपोज इफ दे आस्क यू एग्जामिन द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ. ठीक है, सो इन दैट केस आफ्टर द इंट्रोडक्शन फर्स्ट यू गिव द फीचर्स ऑफ बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, देन यू गिव द अचीवमेंट्स, देन लिमिटेशंस. ठीक है, अदरवाइज ये सिंगल. ठीक है ऐसे. Okay. So now yes, both the contextual and or National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, origin and objective. That is also fine. Then challenges faced by children in digital era. So what are the challenges they face?
So the identity issue,
Greater screen time, yeah, mental health issues, anxiety, then depression, suicide, वो वाले. Yes, online
privacy,
abuse and bullying. Yes, what else?
lack of privacy, data protection, so privacy issues.
ठीक है, privacy. What else? Exposure to harmful content. ठीक है. One more. Think. Challenges faced by children in digital era. Yes.
So disconnect from social.
ठीक है, वो screen time में ही कर दो.
Okay.
Blue box syndrome, yes. Dangerous games, blue whale also, yes, that also. One more important thing that you are missing with respect to the digital. डिजिटल का कोई भी क्वेश्चन में वो पॉइंट आपका आना ही चाहिए. रैगिंग वगैरह ठीक है ना, बुलिंग में आ जाए. हैरेसमेंट भी अगेन अब्यूज. साइबर थ्रेट्स वगैरह भी ठीक है, उसी में आएगा. प्राइवेसी में साइबर थ्रेट्स आएगा. यस, इन ऑल द क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू द डिजिटल. यस, डिजिटल डिवाइड. Not all children have the access to the technology. Right, digital divide was more prevalent specifically during the COVID time. ठीक है, so never with respect to digital कभी भी आए तो don't miss out on the digital divide. ठीक है. After that we talk about the policies. So policies आपके again this is not specifically of national NCPCR. ठीक है, इसमें आप laws, schemes and policies of NCPCR, ये 3 आपको देने हैं. ठीक है, क्या बोला है? एग्जामाइन द एग्जिस्टिंग पॉलिसीज एंड सजेस्ट मेजर्स दैट द कमीशन कैन इनिशिएट. ठीक है, व्हाट विल बी द मेजर्स? यस, what framework will you use with respect to the measures? Not stakeholder. PIEs is there, yes. What else? PIEs, or you use the pastel also. ठीक है. So policy perspective, इकोनॉमी भी नहीं आएगा. Social, with respect to awareness, technological measures, legal measures. ठीक है, yes. Supplies में ही you also need the legal measures. And then you provide the conclusion. Conclusion में you can use a quote with respect to the children. वैसा. ये clear है? The structure. Now just get this content. Yes. So NCPCR established under Commission for Protection of Child Rights Act is apex body or is a statutory body safeguarding child rights under Article 14, 15, 21 and 39 E and F of Constitution. टेम्पोरल भी नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, पाइज या पेस्टल में से ही आएगा. Then challenges faced: sexual exploitation, exposure to pornography, grooming, trafficking, cyberbullying and harassment. Remember this data. UNICEF, 1 in 3 children faced online bullying. Okay. Third, privacy, data protection issues, mental health, digital divide. Yep. Then exposure to harmful content, blue whale challenge, deepfake and AI manipulation. If you have any other examples, you can also add on this comment. Then this, if you want, जैसे पहले क्वेश्चंस में भी मैंने कहा था कि फंक्शंस यू कैन ब्रीफली गिव, मैंने पहले वालों में कभी ऐड नहीं किया था. हियर इफ यू वांट यू कैन गिव, अगेन नॉट मैंडेटरी. ठीक है, बट अगर बाकी आपको नहीं आ रहा है तो यू कैन गिव दिस. देन पॉलिसीज एंड इनिशिएटिव्स, दीज IT rules under IT Act, POCSO Act, then National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, PM E-Vidya for digital divide, and NCPCR initiative, POCSO E-Box, Samman portal, guidelines for EdTech platform, and POCSO E-Codes project. Okay, this is completely factual. Then issues in policies and legal framework. कि पहले again वो first is legal outdated laws. कि IT Act, POCSO Act doesn't address AI, dark web or social media threats. Then हमारा वही overlapping jurisdiction between NCPCR, IT Ministry, police. ठीक है. Third, the child data protection, poor enforcement. Then institutional issues. आपके these are the social issues: low awareness, slow justice, and unregulated EdTech and gaming. Okay, yes, grooming acts in London. So these are your major issues. Again, you can classify it under pies only. Okay. So policy perspective, say again fragmentation. Second, outdated policies or laws. Institutional में overlapping and lack of capacity. ठीक है. Then policy में आपका legal institutional में poor regulation of social media, and then social इसमें lack of awareness among parents and all. ठीक है, वो points आएंगे, and then you give the way forward. ठीक है. Women measures, again legal regulatory framework. ठीक है. Political perspective से, institutional perspective से, digital child protection cell. ठीक है. Social perspective से child safety education in schools. Then again institutional perspective से capacity building. This. मॉरल एजुकेशन की जगह पे डिजिटल अवेयरनेस या डिजिटल एजुकेशन इन स्कूल लिखो. ठीक है. सो दिस विल बी दी पॉइंट्स. अगेन थोड़ा सा टेक्निकली रहेगा, बट फ्रेमवर्क अगेन यू कैन यूज दी पाइस या फिर पेस्टल, दोनों में से एक. ये क्लियर है? Okay. Then I will share these answers, so no need to make any notes. You can read it from there itself. And then the last question is with respect to role of Competition Commission of India, containing the abuse of dominant position by multinational corporations in India, referred to recent decisions. Again, it was a current affairs based question. Yes, civil society participation also you can write. So that year, Competition Commission this gave a judgment against Amazon and Flipkart. It imposed the penalty. Last year again it imposed the penalty on Google, I think around 1400 crore and again 1000 crore. Recently it has also started the investigation against Asian Paints. Okay. So it was again a current affairs based question. Again, what will be the structure of this? A similar question hoga. So intro, you can talk about CCA, establish origin and this objective. Okay. This established under Competition Act of 2002 to ensure fair competition in market. Okay. And then you talk about its role. So role इसमें again regulatory, investigation, and adjudication. इसके रोल वही आएंगे, एडवाइजरी मोस्टली नहीं है इसमें. ठीक है. सीसीआई जब भी ये याद रखो, इफ यू हैव द फाइनेंशियल बॉडी, सेबी हो गया, ट्राई हो गया, या कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया हो गया, आरबीआई हो गया, दे हैव मोर रियल पावर्स कंपेयर टू ये बाकी ह्यूमन राइट्स वाले है ना. वो तो बस ऐसे दुनिया को दिखाने के लिए तैयार किए गए, ह्यूमन राइट्स एंड द नेशनल कमीशन फॉर वुमेन एंड ऑल. ठीक है. वो कोई तो एक लीडर अगर इलेक्शन नहीं जीत पाया तो उसको वहां पे बिठा देते हैं, एंड दे आर जस्ट फॉर द शो. कुछ पावर नहीं है उनको, वो दे आर वैसे ही बना दिया है उसको, कुछ नहीं है. अगर आप लोकपाल भी देखोगे तो लोकपाल तो होटल से काम कर रहा है. ठीक है. इट डजंट इवन हैव हिज ओन बिल्डिंग. सो वो ऐसे ही है. बट जो आपके फाइनेंशियल कमिटीज है, ठीक है, और टीथ छोड़ो, उनको मुंह ही नहीं है तो टीथ कहाँ से आएगा? दे डोंट इवन हैव द माउथ. सो टीथ, टीथ तो दूर की बात हो गई. ठीक है. सो सी, टू हैव अ माउथ एंड टीथ यू नीड टू हैव अ बॉडी. Body means you need to have some infrastructure, you need to have some composition or structure, you need to have at least some powers. उनके कुछ पावर्स नहीं है, उनको कुछ नहीं करते वो बैठ के वहां पे. ठीक है. दैट बट जो फाइनेंशियल बॉडीज है, दे हैव रियल पावर्स. कोई भी ले लो, ट्राई ले लो, सेबी ले लो, आरबीआई ले लो. ठीक है. सो देयर पावर्स आर generally classified on these three lines. So they have the judicial powers, they have the regulatory powers. ठीक है. You can also say they have the quasi legislative powers. ठीक है. They can frame the rules and regulations. ठीक है. Adjudication में they can impose fine. Then they have their own investigation wings or cells. They can take the suo motu cognizance. And regulatory, again, they can issue the binding guidelines or rules for the stakeholders. ठीक है. हाँ, सीबी हैज द पावर बट वो यूज नहीं करता है. ठीक है. इफ सेबी चूजेस, ठीक है, तो इट कैन शट डाउन द अदानी फॉर गुड. दे हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ द पावर. बट ठीक है, व्हाटएवर. So but my point is कि if it is a financial body, then they have the real power. So the classification will go in this way. ठीक है. Then issues आपके इसमें मेजरली वन इज द डिलेज, ठीक है। सेकंड कि दी जो भी आपके ये होते हैं जिसके अगेंस्ट भी आपने डिसीजन दिया होता है, so the appeal against them goes to the high court, so their decisions leads to litigation, ठीक है। थर्ड कि जो भी आपके फाइनेंशियल ये होते हैं, ठीक है, कि फाइनेंशियल आपके इश्यूज, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एस्टेब्लिश फ्रॉड, ठीक है। जैसे कंपटीशन कमीशन ने अमेजॉन फ्लिप, ठीक है, सो कंपटीशन कमीशन ऑल्सो हैज द ओवरलैपिंग jurisdiction विद ट्राई, तो केस में वही इशू हुआ था उन दोनों का, ठीक है। दैट एंड देन वे फॉरवर्ड में again why you greater specialization, yeah, that then international cooperation with global antitrust institutions, you can say, ठीक है। then third की administrative and financial autonomy, and fourth timeline for review of or timeline for adjudication, ठीक है। and if it's a financial body, then in that case conclusion you link it with the objective. What is our objective? Is the इंडिया का मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? टू बी अ विकसित भारत बाय 2047, ठीक है। दिस फॉर फाइनेंशियल बॉडीज यू लिंक विथ विकसित भारत, ये क्लियर है? दिस इज योर फ्रेमवर्क। अगर सेबी नेक्स्ट ईयर आ जाए तो फॉर सेबी ऑल्सो यू कैन यूज द सिमिलर फ्रेमवर्क, ठीक है। नाउ दिस इज द आंसर फॉर द कंपटीशन कमीशन। दिस हो गया। Competition Commission of India in containing the abuse of dominant positions, established under the Competition Act, is the chief regulatory body to promote and sustain fair competition in markets. Okay. Yes, you can mention Raghavan Committee also for that. Then role, enforcement of Competition Act, again regulation of mergers, acquisitions involving MNCs to ensure they do not lead to market monopolization. Second, investigation functions, investigation into the market practices, ठीक है। and then it can ask the Director General DG to investigate into the dominant firms. Okay, so example, investigation against e-commerce companies, ठीक है। then awareness campaigns, conduct awareness campaign. इसमें one more thing is there, they also have the, you can also add this key protective functions, ठीक है। protective functions कौन से होते हैं? To protect the interests of the health and interests of the consumers, ठीक है। तो इसमें they can generate the awareness, and second their major mandate is to generate the awareness. So SEBI का भी अगर है तो major mandate of SEBI is to protect the interest of the shareholders. Similarly competition commission का है to protect the consumers, ठीक है। So protective functions is also there, मैं भूल गया था। Then Asian Paint case, investigation into the exclusionary practices and imposition of penalties. So adjudication and penalty powers. ठीक है. Then challenges. अभी इन्होंने MNC related पूछा है तो global nature of MNCs, difficult to regulate. ठीक है. Then proof burden, difficult to establish anti-competitive effects. अगर सेबी का है तो भी very difficult to establish the financial frauds. ठीक है. Third, litigation. MNC challenge order in courts, delaying enforcement. Last, jurisdictional conflict overlaps with bodies like TRAI. And way forward, again, specialization, right? Greater international cooperation with global antitrust regulators. अगर से भी कहा जाए with global market regulators, you can say. Faster adjudication and reduce judicial delays. An update Competition Act to handle AI and platform dominance. ठीक है. जैसे AI में भी you are going for the trade monopoly. Monopolization is also going in AI. That. And then CCI has emerged as a key pillar of economic governance, aligning with vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Or strengthening the CCI is imperative to realize the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Okay. ऐसे you have to generate the points. ये क्लियर है. अब ये टॉपिक अगर देखोगे तो इसमें क्वेश्चंस वही सेम थिंग पे आता है, नथिंग डिफरेंट. ओनली थिंग दैट यू रिक्वायर इज, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा था आपको, यू नीड थिंग्स. उसके जो पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस है, फर्स्ट द फैक्ट्स. दिस इज फॉर इंट्रोडक्शन. पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस, दिस नीड्स प्रॉपर क्लासिफिकेशन. And third, case studies example. So when you will be reading these bodies as part of your prelims preparation, so Lakshmikant mein, during that time at least remember this. Case study will get from the X Factor न्यूज से भी आएंगे, बट ये अच्छे से क्लासिफिकेशन याद रखो फ्रॉम लक्ष्मीकांत. सो लक्ष्मीकांत जब पढ़ते हो, ट्राई टू इमेजिन कि ओके क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड इन मेंस, आई विल राइट these points. Normally what we do is we ignore the keywords. So हमें लगता है कि यार पता है, और प्रीलिम्स के लिए लगता भी नहीं है. मीन्स में लिखते हुए यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल दोज एग्जैक्ट वर्ड्स. जैसे अब इसका आ गया, कैक का आ गया, तो लीगल ऑडिट, परफॉर्मेंस ऑडिट, प्रोप्राइटी ऑडिट, ये कीवर्ड्स अब भूल जाते. ठीक है. वैसे ये क्लियर है. यस. नाउ आई विल टेक फ्यू डाउट्स इफ देयर आर एनी. यस. Yes, Kanjula. If the session is over, I will upload this tomorrow morning. I'll take the doubts. If there are no doubts, you can leave. We'll have next class on 24th. Okay. So happy Diwali to all of you. Enjoy less, study more. And for the Smash Means and the UAP students, you try to finish your polity part and try to attempt the first advanced test. We have uploaded it 3-4 days prior. So in the holidays, try to attempt the first advanced test. Okay? Yes. Kanjula, yes, you can unmute and ask.
Sir, my question is also about the same. What about the class about comparison constitutions class that was in the schedule?
That we will take on 24th. We are actually lagging one lecture behind.
Yeah.
I wanted to take it yesterday, but I couldn't prepare the content. So that we'll take on 24th. And from 25th, we'll start with the governance.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So ठीक है, कंपैरिजन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं भी हुआ तो भी चलेगा. एक क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा है एडवांस टेस्ट में, वो एक क्वेश्चन छोड़ दो, बाकी के 19 अटेम्प्ट करो. ठीक है. दैट एक्सक्यूज वोंट वर्क. Okay, I'll look into the recordings. Bhargavi. Okay.
So it's Kalyani.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask about essay writing, like how to go about it.
About
If you
essay?
can. Yes, sir.
So essay, or whenever time permits, I'll take a separate webinar on the essay.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Essay has the completely different structure, but I'll take a
Thank you,
webinar.
sir.
So then we'll discuss. Yes, Bhargavi.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
It is regarding the current affairs for GS2. You said the current affairs serves two purposes. One is standalone topics and another is for enrichment. But how to look out for the standalone topics, like the potential which could be like a individual questions?
Those will be asked in the tests. So advanced tests and the FLTs. Now exactly, it's very difficult to exactly pinpoint on what topic they can ask the question. So the question on the this paper leak, we were not expecting it. Okay. So it's completely fine. You will know the major topics that are going on. Okay. So you cover them thoroughly. Apart from that, there is no need to go into detail for every news. Okay. Even if you get question, or even if you get a question from the niche topic, it will be just one question out of 20. So there is no point in reading around 700, 800 this pages just for one question.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So you just rely on these.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you.
Tanmay.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to ask you to just scroll down a little bit. Initially, when you talked about the important themes for next year, I just wanted to take a screenshot of that. Thank you. And one more thing I wanted to tell you on the portal, where there is a section of answer writing framework, that has not been uploaded. Only federalism part is there. If you can just look into that.
Which one?
Answer writing framework on the portal.
But answer writing framework of federalism topic.
Only federalism is there. Rest all the topics that we have covered, the smash notes are there, toppers answer copies are there, but the answer writing framework is not being uploaded.
No. For the rest topics, those frameworks are in the notes only. So if you see this particular topic, the answer writing framework is at the beginning only. Right. So for only for that one topic, I forgot to add the answer writing framework in the notes. So that was added separately.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yes. Any other doubts? Okay. So we'll end today's session. We'll meet on 24th. So have a happy and safe Diwali. Enjoy less, study more. Okay. Okay. See you on 24th.